Hi, pipe smokers. I'm Paul Gilson, and this is the Paul Gilson YouTube channel, aka Paul the Pipe Guy. Live from the outskirts of Rochester, New York, in the United States of America. Yeah, and I have a tobacco that I have been dying to smoke. And I was thinking about what pipe should I choose. So the one I grabbed out of my K Woody collector's rack is this K Woody Super Grain, and it's a hexagon shape. And this is a bowl number 5129C. All right, and it also has a 4-hole stinger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which tells me this pipe was made between 1919 and 1938. Because after 1938, K Woody stopped using 4-digit serial numbers, bowl numbers, whatever you want to call them, on their pipes. And I don't know, this thing, it's got, so figure it's 100 years old. All right, basically, how did it stay in such pristine condition? That is a survivor pipe. No teeth chatter. You know, Brad the Bearded Piper didn't own it. All right, just a beautiful pipe with absolutely stunning briar. And what are we going to smoke in it? I've been dying to smoke some GLP's Gaslight. Yeah. Oh, this is like awesome. Very nicotine high in content. Let's open the tin. The tin date on this is 5/4 of 2021. So it's been in there for about 2.5 years. Ooh, the top is starting to pop up on it. That means it's fermenting, okay? Because normally that top would be down. You can't see it on the video. Maybe you can just a little bit, but it's got a slight bit of a dome to it, which means it's fermenting. Now, your tobacco is only going to age and mature outside of the tin. Inside of the tin, it ages and matures very slowly. This is my favorite sound. Oh, now I could hear air rushing out, not air coming in. A brand new tin, you'll feel air rushing in. Oh, and I love this. Yeah. And this is a plug tobacco. And yeah, here we go. Oh man. Tell you what, got a nice piece of plug right there. Look at that, how it's layered. It's nice and moist. Let's prepare it, and we're gonna have a Monday night smoke together. Yeah, I'll be right back. Alrighty, pipe smokers. Yeah, we're back. So I cut a nice slice of that plug off, filled up my bowl. And even before I even did that, I put that plug in this ball mason jar. There you go. I cut the label off of the tin. And of course, I'm a freak about stuff, so I put my name on there. GLP's Gaslight. Tin date is 5/4/2021. Open 12/18 of 2023, which is today, which is a Monday. Yeah. And because, especially with plug tobacco basically is leaf stacked upon leaf, stacked upon leaf, stacked upon leaf. There could be 100 tobacco leaves. Then it's compressed at probably over 2,000 pounds per square inch, and then tighten down and tighten down and tighten down every day until you get what's called plug. If that dries out, it's very hard to rehydrate. And when you do rehydrate it, the plug tends to start to separate and the leaves start to unfold a bit. I've had that happen with some of the plug tobacco that I'm rehydrating. So let's start something on fire. Yeah. Ah. Mm. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, Lord, that's good. Very important to store your tobacco properly, and in my estimation, among many others, the best way is in a ball mason jar. That will keep for thousands of years. But now it's been oxygenated. So now it's going to really start to age and mature. A couple of things I was thinking about today. With thousands upon thousands of different tobacco manufacturers making pipe tobacco. Many of them have been around for over 100 years, a couple hundred years, whatever. And I was thinking, what would my Grandpa Gilson think if he walked into my house? He was born in 1905. Lived to be 77. What would he think about these thousands of different blends? Would he come into my house and just be like, hmm? Or would it be like, oh, can I try this one? My Grandpa Gilson was a man of few words. Which was funny back in the 70s, for his birthday or for Christmas or, that. My parents used to actually take us to, all of us little kids, to the drugstore. And the drugstore back then sold all kinds of different pipe tobacco. And normally we'd get my Grandpa Gilson a big sampler kit with all sorts of different tobaccos and different blends, and we'd give it to him. And I'd be like, He didn't say much, but he smoked it. My grandfather used to inhale his pipe. And he had a leather easy chair in his living room. Very modest house, but he owned it, him and my grandmother. And he had a little 19-inch black and white TV. And next to his leather easy chair recliner. No, it wasn't a recliner. Just a regular rocker easy chair. He had a one of those stand-up pipe racks, and I think he had about 8 or 10 pipes that surrounded it, and then in the center of it, it had an ashtray with a cork tamper like that. And he'd just sit there before a meal, turn on TV, wouldn't say too much, sit there. I remember the smell. of the tobacco. I wish I knew what blends he smoked. It smelled so good. The room note was unbelievable. But yeah, can you imagine that? I mean, today, in 2023, can you imagine these young mothers and fathers in their 30s taking their kids to a grocery store or a tobacco shop to buy their grandpa tobacco? It wouldn't happen. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, but you can vape yourself to death with those vaporizer things. These teenage kids and the kids in their 20s and 30s. Mm-hmm. Something funny happened at work today. At least I thought it was funny. Now, we do a lot of work for the military. A lot. Most of our work. It's stuff that I can't talk about. I can't talk about who our military customers are, and I can't talk about the parts. But we had these particular parts. They almost looked like a front fender to a car, but they were flat. And they had to anodize these parts. So obviously, you know, we don't do that. We send them out to an approved government affiliate who does them. And these jack wagons, they anodized this aluminum, which basically you put electrodes on the part, you put it into a chemical thing and turn the power on, and it just gives it like a nice satin chemical finish or whatever it is. So these parts come back, and whoever did it, man, wherever they put the electronic anodes on or whatever, I don't know. They had like marks on it and stuff like that. So it was my job to smooth everything out and everything. And so I go to my team leader. I was like, hey, man, look at these freaking parts. Can you believe this? He's like, yeah. He says, we send them out perfect, and then they send them back with scratches and stuff on them and this and that. And then we got to fix their mistakes. He says, they must be hiring a bunch of retarded crackheads off the street. And when he said that, it just made me laugh. They must be hiring a bunch of retarded crackheads off the street to do the work. I don't know. Supposedly marijuana's legal. They're probably all stoned. But it's really not legal. When it comes down to marijuana, a lot of states refuse to prosecute people caught with it. They decriminalized it. But the federal government, which supersedes and oversees the statewide government, it's still illegal federally. Mm-hmm. Federal government never legalized marijuana. Mm. I wish my grandpa Gilson could see the pipe collection I have and the tobacco that I have. I don't know if he'd be impressed or if he'd just be like, My grandpa Gilson had a third grade education. He was born on an Indian reservation. He's my stepdad who adopted us. That's his father. So my grandpa Gilson does not fall within my bloodline. My actual birth name, last name was Miller. So when my stepdad married my mom, he adopted us and became our dad. And so his father became my grandfather. Well, he was born on an Indian reservation, Mohawk, in Canada. Had to drop out of school to go to work to feed the family. Could hardly write his name. But what a genius the guy was. General Motors would call him up and they'd be like, we need something made. He had a little machine shop. We're going to send you the print. No, don't send me the print. He didn't want to tell him he couldn't read a blueprint. Tell me what you want and I'll make it. That was my Grandpa Gilson. Well, I'm going to finish up this bowl of Gaslight. I'm going to let this pipe rest, and I'm almost getting the hiccups because I'm getting a nick hit. Anyways, I'm Paul the Pipe Guy, live from the outskirts of Rochester, New York. And for the, we've got some new subscribers that have left some real nice comments on the channel, and I appreciate that. I really do, along with my, the die-hard subscribers. I love you guys. I do. So we've gone on for 16 minutes and 42 seconds. That's our Monday night smoke together. God bless you all. I'm going to get some dinner ready. Yeah. Happy pipe smoking, pipe smokers. Paul the Pipe Guy. Over and out. Yeah.